butterflies. Thanks for your patience. I started a little later this morning and really kind of taking our time in the first get ready for the day routine. That was the beginner one. This is the intermediate get ready for the day routine. So we can face our day a little more alert and alive and awake. And we'll do a little dancing at the end because this is dance channel. So we're going to start our day not just with the body movements, but also a little music, a little dancing, a little technique as far as that goes. So taking your feet and gluing them to the ground. So your toes are glued to the ground, your whole toes, not just the tips of your toes. Whole toes, the balls of your feet, your arches sucked into the ground. You're deep, and the roots go way down. And breathing in and exhaling, relaxing your body a little bit, letting out all the old stuff, breathing in the new stuff, and exhaling outwards. And just giving a little nod, top of your neck. This is just the top. And a little shake new. And making a little V shape, so your chin is going down. And from side to side. Middle, and coming back up, little shrug. This is a small one, we're going to get to the bigger movements. Little hand wiggle, little hand clap, and just side you can see, little knee loosen. So this is not really a true bend, this is just letting your knees go a little bit. And straightening back up, and letting your knees loosen a little bit, and coming back up, and loosening, and coming back up again. But as we come back up, I want you to think about pressing into the ground with the balls of your feet. So your weight is a little bit forward as you come back up, and loosening your knees, and pressing, so it's almost like you're moving a little bit forward. Backwards. And we roll forwards again. This time we're going to take our whole of our body with us. Like we're swimming without arms. And same thing to the back. And coming back up. Arms are going up, and this is just our upper body. So it's straight from here on down. We're just getting that very, very tip-top, moving a little bit, stretching a little bit, waking up. And then do the same thing. We're going to tighten down below. Just go forwards and backwards, upper part. Down, and this time a little bit more, side, try and do just a nice smooth movement, side to side, trying to keep your hips in one place, so all the movement is happening above your hips, those are planted, nice and sturdy. A little bit more. This is just a little knee bend though, so you want to tighten your legs before you start to bend them. So you're not just bumping down, you're just you're tightening them and you're going down with your muscles. Try and keep that weight a little bit forward so you're feeling more towards the balls of your feet. And then sweeping your arms forward, pressing into the ground to come back up, and then taking it back a little bit like you're going to dive, pressing into the ground, come back up. Remember, you're using your muscles to come down. Hello, happy. Big one. And forward. Back. Coming back up, and then move in once more. And trying to keep a flat back. That's forward. And as low as you can go without bending your back. So you want to keep that back flat. And pressing into the ground to come back up. Stretching up tall here. Do the same thing again, tightening your legs. And going down. And that flat back. Over. As far as it goes without having to bend it. Pressing into the ground. And standing back up tall. Shake in between if you need. And this time let's just do a stretch. And try and reach way out with the ball. And coming up. And stretching over to the other side. And coming back up tall. Everyone. So we'll go aside again. This time, so I'm just trying to show you from the front. I'm a little bit forward. So I'm kind of getting a bow in, and I'm trying to stretch out more. It's more of a side. So I'm going a little bit forward. So this is a different stretch. And coming back up, and same thing to the other side. So it's coming not to the side like this before, but just a little bit forward. So you're feeling a stretch in there. And coming back up. And let's do our opening and closing of the fingers. And let's also scrunch up our toes and fan them out at the same time. The blood circulating all through our bodies. And then we're going to do our finger by finger. Try and do your toes too. Just try and feel them moving a little bit. So thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, 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 coming back in, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. And I'm going from side to side. And then flapping up and down like you're fanning something. Circling the wrists inwards. And circling them outwards. Stretch here. Would you hear that pop? I heard it. And the other hand. And go the other way. And go this way. And just the forearms are bending. arms outwards, and forearms are coming up again. Now bending them. You can either keep them up here or down here if you want, but this is just the elbows coming up. Go back down. Let your forearms relax. This is just the elbows working. And then the front. And then let's have a little stretch up here. And help yourself with the other arm, pulling them back. And pulling the other back. And then to the side. And to the other side. And while we've got them up there, let's again go back to our upper body. Just get a little circle here. That's always a good one to get our muscles engaging. To the other side. And big arm movements, big flaps. And to the front, sweeping up. To the side. And to the front. And let's try and get that to the back. Oh, another pop. Legs a little shake, and putting one in front of the other, nice sturdy base. But you're going to try and keep your hips more or less even, leaning into that front leg. You're going to stretch out the back. So I'm going to try and keep your hips even here. It's okay to go out a little bit because we're mostly focused on stretching out that back leg. And coming up. And we're just in the middle, so we're going down and stretching out the lower part of that back leg. Pressing the ground to come up. Now we're going to rest that back leg on your tippy toe, also your feet, and leaning back into that leg and pressing into the ground to shift your weight back forward onto your front leg. As many places as possible. I got that quad going. All right, let's flip around the other way. So one foot from the other, nice sturdy base. But try and keep your hips more or less even, and leaning into the front leg. Stretch the back one. Downwards to stretch the lower part of that leg. And coming back up and resting on the tippy toe and leaning back to that tippy toe. stretch that way. All right, let's give our legs a little bit of a shake out. All right, so let's do some bigger knee bends. So I want you to feel your legs kind of tighten and engage before you actually start to bend. And as you're bending down, your knees are aligned over your feet. You don't want them to go to the side. That's bad for your knees. You want to go right over your feet. So, go and tightening them before you go down. Feeling them engage and pressing into the ground to come back up. And letting your back bow a little bit as you go down. So you're kind of doing a squat. Oops, that's it. Alright, so going back down and holding still here, and we're going to press up into and lifting our butts in the air. And each time as you bend, I want you to think about bringing your body closer to your legs, kind of flattening it out there, and pressing in, and back up, and pressing to the ground, and coming back up, pressing to the ground, and straightening it to come back up and hanging here, and pressing in closer. So let's walk out our hands a little bit. Another little stretch to the back of the legs, walking it back in, bending it, and pressing to the ground. Come back up again. Thinking about that chest going up to the sky, make a nice proud posture. All right, we are approaching the dance segment of this. So if you remember, we've been doing merengue, which is just kind of a march to music, just from left to right, doing some arms with it, just having a little fun with it. Today we're going to do a little bit of technique. So if you've ever learned to ice skate or watched somebody else do it when they're first learning, like little kids, they're kind of going from foot to foot like this because they're taking the weight off one foot to get to the other, and they're shifting that weight so it's all over one leg. Now you remember we've done our weight shift, we've had our square of our shoulders and hips, and we've done this exercise. So it's a little bit like that, so, but we're just going from foot to foot, like we're ice skating. So we're going from foot to foot. And I want you to, as you're shifting here, to press into the ground with the leg you're stepping off of, and shift your weight over to the other leg. So it's like you're stepping into the ground, and your weight is coming with you. So your weight is coming over the leg you're stepping on, and that leg is going down. So, trying to think of an analogy here. Like maybe think if you had something heavy over your back and you were slinging over your back. So it's kind of that movement, so you're stepping down, and your weight is shifting from leg to leg. And that's the feeling I want you to have. As you're stepping, we're going to go super slow today. Now, I don't want you to saturate too much that you're leaning forward. You're still staying upright, but you're stepping into that foot, and into that foot, and into that foot, and into that foot, and your weight is shifting from leg to leg. As you see, we are going to work up to kind of some body movement, which is, you're going to get those hips going to make yourself look nice while you're doing it. So you're not just stepping this time. Let's go super slow, and don't worry too much about your arms. You know, maybe we'll put them on our hips or move them around a little bit. I mostly want you to concentrate on shifting your weight from leg to leg as you're walking. All right, let's see the music. And let's do it right, so we're not leaning forward. Stepping into the ground. We are slowly but surely going to be getting that body movement in, and that'll help us not just with merengue, but with bachata, with salsa, with a lot of these movements that we do. That you can learn steps, but there's a difference in just doing steps and taking your body with you to have a little bit more movement. So we're going to be working on that. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support, liking and subscribing. And I'm just so happy to see you any time of day. Join us for our lives, for our dance clips. And we'll be getting back to some dance instructions soon, so stay tuned. My Flare Flies, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.